Mr. Joël Leon, you are a special envoy for Holocaust asset era restitution at the Israeli Foreign Ministry. What is the purpose of this conference?
The purpose of the conference, the first and overall goal of the conference is to raise awareness in Europe about the problem of restitution. We are 72 years after the Second World War, and in part of the European Union, in the eastern part of the European Union, survivors of the Holocaust can still not receive their rightful properties back.
This conference takes place in the European Parliament, so you probably have a special call to the European Union in this matter.
Yes, we are very lucky that we have the European Alliance of Holocaust Survivors, which is, I would say, a coalition of members of the Parliament from SD, from EPP, from ALDE, from these factions, who are trying to push the point of restitution in the member states of the European Union. So they have a strong statement that they are asking the member of the European Parliament to sign in order to call upon the European Commission to take some moral responsibility on the issue.
But what are the main problems of today of Holocaust survivors?
The main problems are that a lot of them have to go through a very hard process in order to get back their properties, which they have all the documents, because they were not there when the properties were given back. Not everyone was living in the country where the properties were given back in the 90s. The survivors were in Israel, were in the United States, in Canada, etc., in Britain. So the point is to give the possibility to people who are not nationals of the countries, who were not in the countries when the process began, who didn't know what to do, to have still the possibility to get their properties back.
Do you also call for a special EU envoy on the matter of Holocaust restitution?
It's not me calling, it is the members of the European Parliament who are calling, because they see that somebody from the European Commission should coordinate the work in the countries and a little bit give help, if it's technical or if it's monitoring or support, if it's financial support to the countries in order to continue the process of restitution of Jewish goods.
There are around 200,000 Holocaust survivors now in Israel.
Yes.
They have also problems?
Yes. The Holocaust survivors in Israel, we are receiving letters almost every day about people with a house somewhere in Eastern Europe, with a factory, or people with a factory in Germany. Even I heard somebody who has cannot have it back because the deadline was till some time, and the people, it was hard for the people to find the documentation. And they found the documentation, but then the deadline passed. So what to do? It's a special case. It's not a case where you had all the documentation, you could come and have the deadline. The countries should understand that it is not a legal case, it is a moral case.
There is a problem with about Holocaust survivors. There is also the problem of Holocaust denial in Europe. Are you worried about the rise of populism in Europe that is also linked to Holocaust denial?
Look, the State of Israel is very carefully monitoring what's happening in Europe. We are the homeland of the Jewish people. I quoted before Ben-Gurion said that we are the voice of the one who do not have a voice. We are monitoring. We are worried for the Jews in Europe. We know that the Jews in Europe always have a choice. They always can come to Israel. Our country is open. But for the one who wants to live in Europe, it should be a secure place for them. It should be a place where they do not feel anti-Semitism. It should be a place where everyone knows that the Jews are part of this history of the heritage of Europe.
Mr. Joël Leon, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.